Traces of the murder should still remain here. Let's see. Let's go through this stuff. Here? No. The gunshot fired by the body double was recorded on the tape. And this was where the bullet hit its mark. There's no way Simon can deny that now. Mr. Edgeworth, you absolutely have to expose the truth. I even got kidnapped in order to steal the evidence. This is... Leaving aside whether or not I would call that stealing, of course, that was my intention all along. I absolutely won't let him escape. I mean, like, would there be evidence on this because of the lion thing? Lion Lily? It's kind of fitting. Traces of the murder should still remain here. Let me look at everything. Right now I'm thinking balloon, but I don't want to present haphazardly. Part of me wants to say the tape, part of me wants to say, like, the pollen? The balloon? Traces of the murder should still remain here. The balloon, because of the pollen. I'm gonna go with that first. It's my first instinct. Is that right? It should become clear once we examine the basket of this balloon. Oh shit, yeah, the pollen, yes! I didn't know if traces would actually still remain or not. I didn't know how sticky the stuff was, but yes, I'm right, okay. The balloon again? Didn't you already find the bullet hole? There's no way you'll find anything else there. It'll be fine, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth is a hero who always finds the truth, no matter what he's up against. That's right, pal. Of course it's gonna be fine. Mr. Edgeworth has gotten out of more impossible situations than I can count. Miles, I believe in you too. Oh yeah, we're all in this together. We're all in this Oh god, why do I have to sing that? More importantly, I'm sure your old man watching over you believes in you as well. Do me proud, my boy. Miles Edgeworth, calm down and think. You're just one step away from the perfect proof. Oh god, so is this like the final evidence thing? Are we there already? Oh wow, I thought everybody would encourage me, but it's only them? You'd think if it's this some big thing, everybody would do it, but nah. The body double was killed by this balloon. The proof lies in the traces left on the basket. Simon Keyes, it's time for you to atone for your crimes. I'll see it with my own eyes. The moment this past case is settled once and for all. Please, Prosecutor Edgeworth, deliver the final blow to this unforgivable person. This is the final piece of evidence that proves your crimes. What traces were left on the balloon that crushed the victim? Well, shit, it'd be pollen, right? Okay. I'm not gonna bother save state here. I already just save stated. Yup. When John found the body, a bouquet of lion lilies was there as well. Is Sebastian really done in this game? I mean, he had good character development, don't get me wrong, but I'd be surprised if, like, that was, like, it for his character in this game. I think he'd, like, show up at the end here, I would think. And again, what the fuck's going on with Rip Lacer? They wouldn't just name drop him and then have him not show up at all. And again, like, to kill her, and there's gotta be more. But it just ends, so I don't know. Anyways, a bouquet of lion lilies was there as well. Lion lilies? Flowers from Zhang-Fa represent the bond between parent and child. Maybe they're gonna represent a bond between, Simon and Gustavia. That's your evidence? Surely. Must be buried under a mountain of garbage by now. Moreover, the one who threw it away was John himself. It's not much of a bond now, is it? Grr! Language of flower stuff has nothing to do with this. Calm down, John. Certainly you may have thrown the flowers away. However, I believe those emotions remain as strong as ever. Those bonds will surely protect you from that man, in the form of my final piece of evidence. What the heck are you talking about? Those flowers were crushed. Ergo, they must have come into contact with the murder weapon. Perhaps we'll find the very same pollen still stuck to the basket of your balloon. No way, no way, no way. You guys examined the basket just a few moments ago. If there had been any yellow pollen stuck on there, wouldn't you have noticed it then? Mr. Keyes, evidence is not restricted to what you can see with the naked eye. That's right. What? Emma! Science, go! Yes! Would you perform one more scientific investigation for us? Leave it to me. the balloon's basket, right? What are we looking for? A reaction! This is clearly pollen from a yellow flower. Aw, shit. We'll find out soon enough whether or not it's from the same flower. What? Gotcha, bitch. Is that checkmate? We never had logic chess with him. That would make it a bit, we really never have logic chess with him? I feel like we should, but, yeah. Maybe that'd be how we end it. But anyways. I'd say this proves that the body double's death was caused directly by her own hand. No way! That can't be! You crushed the body to devil to the body devil to death on the roof of the tower. Then, you retrieved the body and hid it in the warehouse. Why did he have to go to the trouble of retrieving the body? 2 nights ago, he knew that a separate incident would occur at the tower. Ah, Miss Cranes! Precisely. Leaving the body there would have disrupted his plans. I see. But even so, he couldn't leave the body in the circus warehouse either. Exactly. So the next day, when he was bringing the body back to the tower once again, he saw the small fire John started, which caused the Mozilla's head to fall. Was that when the idea came to you? Your plan to pin the crime on John? Gah! You made it look like the murder weapon was the fallen head. Such foul, cowardly behavior. For that reason, you carried the devil's body in the balloon and lowered it into the film lot. At that time, the figure of the body devil being lowered down by a rope was captured in John's video recording. Oh yeah, it looked like he was standing up. I don't see the rope, but alright, fair enough. And we did find a rope in the basket, that's true. Damn, it was all... You saw through it all! Damn it! Damn you! You manipulated animals, you manipulated people, and you manipulated cases. Almost as if you were a king. However, it's now all come to an end. Checkmate! Simon, the animals have gotten angry. Even Money and Mystique. Oh no! You never thought of them as your friends at all. How sad. Oh, wow. Damn it! Don't you look at me with those eyes! Huh. It's about time you went back to being a mere clown. Oh, real breakdown? A fitting end to your pitiful jester's tear. And act. And yeah, pitiful jester's tears. And act. And yeah. Stay away! Get away from me! Stop it! Please stop it! Daddy, help me! I'm scared! I'm so scared! I don't know anything. I didn't do anything bad. They were the bad ones, weren't they? Morris, why? Why'd you stop me? If you hadn't done that, I couldn't even trust the police. Nobody would help me. No way, no way. That man back then, he saved me. The only one who helped me was Dogen. So I used everyone else. What's wrong with that? Stop it! Don't come any closer! Stop! Oh, you please, no more! Oh. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. The killer, right? The killer or Dogen? Since it's harder for me to do the killer voice, I'm gonna do the Dogen voice. Seems the game is finally over. Ah, fuck, it was the killer. Shelly the killer! Are we gonna catch you now, and can we find out, like, what your role in all this was, please? Mr. Edgeworth, I must thank you. Now it's been resolved. So, yeah, who the fuck is Rip Lacer? Like, when are we gonna get to that? Is there a fucking K6 in this game or something? I don't think so. You have exposed the true identity of the mastermind, quite. Now, I am free to, what, kill him? What?! Drawing good would be most inadvisable. Stay where you are and do not move. Oh, shit. Nah. I don't have a gun! You do have a gun, do you not? You intended to draw and fire it without anyone noticing. Oh, shit. He must have taken it from the body double when he killed him. That would be pretty crafty. Makes sense. And we haven't found the gun yet. This man has betrayed his bond of trust with me. He would have me kill the president while knowing full well he was the body double. Oh, so you're saying he should have told you it was the body double? I guess? Oh, maybe Dogen's gonna save him. Oh, we could have a cool Dogen killer, like, face-off. That'd be great. Lying about a target is an extremely dangerous thing to do to an assassin. Not having all the cards on the table can seriously jeopardize an assassination. Ugh! I don't fully understand that, though. Like, you tried to have the killer kill, Huang, like, at the same time the Rook incident was going on? So I guess not everything went your way, or something, maybe? Not entirely sure. However, what is even more unforgivable is your deception and your attempt to manipulate me. The time has come for your retribution. God, that sounds like Edgeworth. Resolved. Time has come for your retribution. God, even to this end. Gosh. Resolved, yes. Time has come quite for your retribution. Ah, no, I guess it's different enough. Stop! Yes, to get Dogen, yeah! Oh, yeah! You are! Resolved, you are... No, fuck. Cool shot, though, by the way. You are... It's been far too long, Shelley. Please step aside, that man is my prey. I must ask you to spare his life. Please permit this young acolyte to receive his proper punishment in prison. Ooh, man. Showdown. Oh, man. And if I refuse? His is the first life I have saved. I will not allow it to be taken away so easily. Aw, that's some nice character development for the assassin. It's too bad the person he saved turned out to go crazy and kill a bunch of people. You saved a life? The assassin, Sir Dogen? 2, actually. Although one of them is now dead. Ironic, is it not? That I, the one who has taken countless lives, am making a plea for this young one's life. He saved my life just as I have saved his. Before I knew it, I grew quite fond of the lad. You may laugh at me as much as you wish. However, I must ask that you spare the life of the boy. From one assassin to another, please make this allowance. I see. I understand. If you are willing to go that far, you have my thanks. I am in your debt. Oh, no, oops. You have my thanks. I am in your debt. No need for thanks. I simply felt there'd be no merit in a fight to the death with you. That is all. With that, I must take my leave. No, we're gonna catch him. He's not allowed to leave this game unscathed. We're gonna catch him, right? We can't just let him leave the game. We don't even fully understand why he was involved in the first case. Like, we get the thing with Rook and Knightley, but, I mean, it seemed like he kind of got in the way of that. And we didn't really talk about that as part of his plan when Simon was confessing, so it seems a bit weird. What? No! We can't just let him leave. Okay, I'm gonna be mad if he exits this game and he's still, like, walking free. Like, he's just, oh, he's just that the killer! What? No, please don't. Damn it, wait! Prosecutor Edgeworth. I must thank you as well. It was necessary for this young acolyte to be put in his place, and that you have done. Now then, it's time for me to return to my humble cage, surrounded by iron bars. Right, Anubis? Right, boy? Oh, look who's here. Hey, priest guy, you killed my dad, right? Indeed. I am not one to forget those I have slain. Oh, shit. I see. You must despise me, boy with horns. In that case... Ugh! John! Do not panic. I simply lent the boy with horns my knife. Oh, shit. Take that knife. And run it through my throat. A single stab should do it. Oh, shit. This is a test of character, this is. I've long grown weary of my wooden carvings. Revenge. No, I'm sure he's gonna get past that. He's gonna be like, revenge is wrong! John, don't do it! John! Please, I beg of you! Till just now, I had intended to seek revenge no matter how many years it took. Oh shit. But now that you've seen how Simon turned out, you realize how crazy it can make you. Right? Revenge? Revenge is good. Really good. Actually, no. It's because he's seen you that he now knows it's bad. All your pain and suffering slips away. Everything becomes numb, and you'll feel nothing. Yeah, you may be right. I thought about that while I listened to what you had to say. While I listened what you had to say. Hooray for typos. Whatever. It's a fan translation. John! But the only one who'd be satisfied with revenge would be myself, right? If I become a murderer, my mom would go through even more pain and suffering. My friends from this movie, too. And all those people who care about me as well. The boy with horns said some interesting things. That's right, I finally get it now. I'll never forgive you, but I'm not the one who should punish you. After all, isn't that what my mom and that prosecutor guy are here for? John. John! You just said some really profound stuff just now. Okay, perhaps you should study up a little more yourself. Is that so? Well then, young one. It is time for us to depart. Where to? Where are we going? To prison, of course. That place will be our home. Our home? Oh shit. It's kind of touching with their connection, that is. And with that, the case that involved and infected so many people came to a close. But, so what? The killer just got away? I mean, that kind of bugs me. What bugs me even more is, who the fuck is Rip Lacer? However, still one last thing I had to do. I am confused. Who the fuck is Rip Lacer? They wouldn't just drop his name and then have him not show up. Mr. Edgeworth, sorry to keep you waiting. Why'd you call Uncle Ray and the rest of us out here? Is this really the end? Mr. Edgeworth. It feels like the end, but what the fuck about Rip Lacer? Is he just, oh yeah, we name-dropped him, but he's not going to show up. Like, what? You just don't do that. What? The formal proceedings have just come to a close. What are you talking about? This is the place where I once relinquished my prosecutor's badge. This is your prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what is the meaning of this? Consider this my resignation. I am no longer a prosecutor. in order to save me when I was suffering from memory loss. You... A certain man once said, the only ally a defendant has is their attorney. By trusting in their client, an attorney draws closer to the truth. The sight of that man still shines brilliantly in my eyes. Just as the image of my father fighting in court does. Gregory. However, this is nothing more than that man and my father's way of life. It is not mine. Mr. Edgeworth, I think I shall live as a prosecutor after all. I see. So you made your decision. I'm sorry. No, I understand. That's your answer, isn't it? It is. Okay, and that's the end of the conversation. Don't regret it. Even if you beg me later, I won't let you work for me ever again. I understand. But you know, Miles, mind if I ask why you chose to live as a prosecutor? Oh? Mr. Shields, you asked me this before. Fight crime as a prosecutor, or to save people as a defense attorney. I want you to think carefully about how you want to live your life from now on. I've thought long and hard about that question ever since. How should I live my life? And after this case concluded, I finally found my answer. I want to save people as a prosecutor. Ah, I thought it'd be something like that. A mixture. As a prosecutor? Simon Keyes. He too was a victim. He lost a parent in a past murder, and with it the ability to believe in anything else. I too know that feeling. The feeling of losing what's important to you, and being unable to believe in anything. I doubted everything during my lonely battles in those days. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. That's an exact quote, I remember that. The one who saved me was, are you gonna name drop him? God damn it, you can never name drop him! Why not? You can name drop Rip Lacer, but not Phoenix Wright? Mr. Keyes must have been all alone. Unable to find salvation from the law, he had no choice but to turn his hand to revenge. And I suppose you never thought to seek help from the police? No way, no way! As long as Blaze was around, any evidence would be destroyed by him anyway. Actually, didn't something like that almost happen today during Patricia's trial? I want to save those like Simon Keyes. So, how would you save him? I'm sure this tragedy could have been avoided if only he could have relied on the courts. But instead, he was cornered by Blaze DeBestie, who used the power of law for evil. The form of the law can change depending on who wields it. It can be at once a shield to protect and a blade to harm. That, too, is a contradiction of the law. Contradiction, huh? That's true. Sure is a contradiction in the law. With laws right now, it doesn't know it's completely right. The only way to right those contradictions is by joining in the court system. The ones who could have saved Simon Keyes was not an attorney, but rather a watchman of the law, a prosecutor. Yep. I shall face the contradictions in the law as a prosecutor. Alright, that's your prosecutor's path then. I see, that's just like you. But you know, it'll be tough. Won't be just a walk in the park. He'll be going up against the law itself. You do realize that, right? I do, however, someone must. Yep, Uncle Ray believes in you too. The law evolves and grows, just like all of us do. I'm sure you can pull it off. After all, you're Gregory's son. Your old man would never give up, no matter what. His eyes always saw only what laid straight ahead. Miles, when you chose to live as a prosecutor, your eyes looked just like your father's. Looks like you've grown up a bit. I really wish your old man could see you now. Thank you very much, Mr. Shields. So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, allow me to formally return this to you. Oh shit. Please do. I, Justine Courtney, as a member of the PIC, do hereby return to Miles Edgeworth the rights and privileges of a prosecutor, in the name of the Goddess of Law. Oh man. Did that just loop over to the next page of evidence, or are they acting like it's my first thing? I don't know. Either way. And with that, Prosecutor Edgeworth is revived. That's right, Sir Pal, sir. So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, it's time for Uncle Ray to make his exit. I have to report to your old man all about the traitor in the, Edgeworth family. Oh, I get it. Thank you for everything, truly. Next time we meet just might be in the courtroom. Hope you'll be ready. Uncle Ray might not look it, but he's an ace attorney after all. Yep. I look forward to seeing the attorney my father trained in action. Take care. Prosecutor Edgeworth, welcome back. Judge Courtney, I must give my thanks to you as well. To me? You sought to fix the corruption within the PIC from the inside. That must truly have been a lonely battle. No, it was not, for I was never alone. Because the Goddess of Law is always by your side, right? You made me realize that one could fight in such a way. Prosecutor's office, no, the entire legal world is caught up in this contradiction. If that cannot be set right, there is a truth that will never see the light of day. It was only through your help that I was able to find this new path. One that fights against the contradictions in the law. I, too, find that promising as one of the services, as one in the service of the Goddess of Law. You shall certainly succeed in helping the law grow. Let us meet again in the courtroom. I wonder if Courtney ever will be like a judge in the main series. Yes. I must apologize for my shameful acts during the trial 2 days ago. Next time, I shall fulfill my duties as a judge perfectly. Your Honor, I do not intend to speak regarding your ideals. Prosecutor Edgeworth? However, the greatest judge I know is one overflowing with humanity. Even during a trial, that judge experiences happiness, anger, sadness, and joy. Oh yeah, that's our judge. But nevertheless, always hands down the correct verdict in the end. Well, no, we don't know that. He could have done some wrong verdicts. Like, you can't just say that. It's difficult to say, but sometimes I feel that perfection is not always correct, especially when you've worked under Manfred for a while. Perfection might start to seem like a poisonous word. So, as judge, a judge to have the right to behave in such a manner. Thank you very much. Prosecutor Edgeworth. When I pursued and fought against Blaise de Bastille, the Goddess of Law was not the only one by my side. Ah, it's John! When I have this cutout with me, I feel a strange sense of courage well up from within. no matter how painful things may become, no matter how strong the foe. When I remember that I am not alone, I'm able to keep moving forward. Wrongs must be put right, for John's sake as well. John, too, lost his father in a past crime. That is more important to me than even the words of the goddess of law. Though I'm sure the goddess would be angered by those words. Your bond with your son is the secret to your strength, I imagine. I don't have to be perfect, I just want to grow little by little. Both as a judge and as a mother. That is how I feel. It seems there's much each of us has yet to learn. Agreed, we are still but children before the world. Let us grow on our respective paths. Until we meet again. I shall look forward to that reunion. May the blessings of the goddess of law be upon you as you follow your new path. Alright, awkward cut. Believe it or not, I actually got interrupted while I was partway through the credits. So, I think it'd be less awkward to just cut it here than try to figure out how to, like, start partway through the credits. And plus, I was really rushing out my thoughts because I knew I was going to have to stop soon when I was doing the credits. And I was, I was rushing out my thoughts. Thoughts were jumbled as well. It was a mess. So I think I do want to just start it over here. So yeah, let's, yes, that is. Now watch the credits. Spoilers. Though I once lost my position as prosecutor, I have now reclaimed it, so that I may tread a new path as a prosecutor. I shall surely reach the truth waiting at the end of this path, no matter how difficult the path may be. If any seek to stop me on my path, they shall receive no mercy. No matter who they may be, I will shout just one word. That's right. That's Ace Attorney Investigations Prosecutor's Path! Yeah. Pretty cool game. I'll talk about my thoughts after all these exit things are done. Exit things? Yeah. I want to go through these first. Chief! What sort of scoop are you aiming for next? Hey, you journalist. There ain't nothing more important than information. You may be an apprentice, but you're still my business rival. I ain't gonna tell you everything. That's my mentor, alright. I reckon you're even more prepared than me. I understand. I'll get my information using my own 2 feet. Yeah, that's the spirit. By the way, would you mind me asking what sort of scoop you're aiming for next? Huh? Chief? Double standard much? Ain't no need to be stingy. I'm your mentor after all. That's just heinous! Fucking Lana. Never show up in an Ace Attorney again, please. Ever. God. Alright. Nah, Gumshoe doing his pointing. To Killer. Oh my gosh, I have thoughts on him. I'll get to that after this is all over, though. Like I said. Not a fan, though. Spoilers. It seems that the wound on my left arm has yet to heal. The bodyguard who inflicted this wound upon me. He is a name I will never forget. Yes, his name. Rook. Now then. Shall I return to being a simple ice cream salesman? Perhaps this time I should try being a crepe salesman instead. For now, I shall live a calm life, until my services are required once more. Unlike Lotta, I definitely want him to show up again, for certain reasons that I think are obvious, but... I might have been knocked out once by that prosecutor named Edgeworth. But I'll keep on trying to escape. I won't let him damage my fighting spirit. Oh yeah, ain't that right, Rocky? Yeah, that's a good boy, Rocky. Doggone it, I'll sell it off my next escape, or ring out soon enough. Until then, let's keep working out. Oh yeah, feel the burn. Rocky's great. Albert has a funny name. He was kind of meh, but Rocky was the boss of that case. Well, other than Dogan, but. Yeah. Are you inquiring as to my studies to become a pet groomer? I am working as hard as ever. I spend every day covered in mud with my mud packs. Perhaps this suits my true nature far better than the life of a newspaper salesman. Mud packs. Once I leave this prison, I hope to earn an honest wage as a pet trimmer. Mud packs. Huh? My sentence has been extended. because I was Warden Roland's accomplice. What the fuck? Oh! Ah! Ah! Hair throw! Why do you think I've been giving a rat's ass about these stupid animals' well-being? To hell with the petromalizons! Damn it all! Getting his more just desserts, I guess. It was funny seeing Sawin again. I wish you saw more criminals. Oh well. And Regina? Regina was really shocked by the truth about Simon 2. And Simon 3 as well. I mean, I trusted him as my subordinate. But there's no use fretting over it now. The show must go on. I have to do my best so I won't lose to the magic or ventriloquist divisions. Them, Max and Trilos. I'll put on the greatest performance ever, one that'll blow away this entire case. And I'd like to see that. And Dogen, and his trusty dog, Anubis. It seems I have grown soft in my old age. Right, Anubis? Right, boy? To think the life I saved on a whim 18 years ago would drive me to such lengths. Thanks to that, I am confined to my humble cell once more. Well, this time that child is here as well. Perhaps it won't be such a bore, right, boy? Oh boy. Anubis was cool. Would've been cool to actually see him do something, like, other than just being his dog. But, today's dessert is chocolate cake! That gently melting moment of allure. There's no rhyming. You need rhyming, otherwise it doesn't work. I'll wait for you forever, Kate. I shall come here every day just as you and Raymond did for me. Monsieur Shields, Prosecutor Edgeworth, I'm truly grateful to them. Oh, her and Shields are gonna get hitched, probably. I cannot believe I'm able to eat desserts once more, Monsieur Master. I'm sure there's fan art of it. If there's not, there should be. I've been allowed to distribute my treats in both the detention center and the prison. For the past 18 years, I have brought joy to one and all with my delicious sweets. And, even though I tried to hide that, recipe from, my fucking, the world for no fucking reason other than I'm a jerk, question mark? That's still something weird that I will never get, but okay. Is it a Japan thing? I don't know. Yesy, thanks for everything, boys! Of course, I owe Greggy my thanks too. After all, I get to stuff myself with Jeffy's delicious desserts once again. Oi, next time, maybe I'll use one of Jeffy's sweets to create a new drug. I always love them drugs, the tuck-in diet. You'll tuck in your stomach while you tuck into desserts. It'll be delicious and slimming, and also good for health. And Delicia. She was honestly the most morally good character in that case, even though she's my least favorite, but what are you gonna do? Man, I'm glad I got to meet and sketch so many beauties! I still never got to see that special K, unfortunately. Maybe at the end of this. But Mandy's got a glimpse of my beauty sketch. She had a misunderstanding and clobbered me in the face with my sketchbook! Oh man, in exchange for my sketch of beauties, I had one beauty walk out on me! Butts is still smelling, it seems. Maybe it's time for me to start getting more serious about my life. Do I take the path of an artist, or do I follow the path of my boner? Oh, and by heart, I mean the heart of my new lady. Of course. You'll never learn. The butts will always smell. Butts by any other name. Smell just as bad. Mr. Bad, thanks for all your help today. Speaking of bad, I'll testify about the IS evidence in as much as you need me to. And talk faster than normal due to the auto-scrolling text. Prosecutor Edgeworth seems pretty active too. He chooses not to take the same path as Gregory, rather to live as a prosecutor. Well, I am kind of sad that I won't get to work with him, but I'll continue to watch over him. Because I'm Uncle Ray. Heh, looks like you've grown up quite a bit yourself. Not eating them fucking papers anymore. I'm so happy. Mr. Bad actually praised me. I got over that happy years ago, thankfully. If you ever need a hand from attorney Raymond Shields, give me a call anytime, any place. Wouldn't it be weird if post-credits he does eat paper again? Just for old time's sake? Because he, finished it? Also, unofficial translation was just on the banner. Props to them, by the way. Great translation. Very few, problems. My crimes were punished far more leniently than I expected. Once it was proven that I had been, threatened... Ouch! No crime is more heavy or light than any other. I don't know if that's true. Wouldn't quite agree with that. I'm sorry. Of course I regret what I did. However, I'm so glad I can still be together with you, Granny. Huh? You want to hurry back to work? Haha, that's right. The next corpse is waiting for us after all. Hooray, corpses! Love dead people. Yeah, I mean, there were, like, not only were there very few typos, but the localization was so well done in this. The patch team is really good at this. So thanks for them. They were great. I'm glad that my scientific investigation came in handy this time around as well. Good thing I rushed back here all the way from Europe. And that's why I didn't get the forensic position. And now I have to leave again. Kind of takes the fire out of a girl. As you can imagine, we never even met your teacher. Thought we would. And replace her, but that's another story. This is all that I can become an actual forensic scientist. Boom. I guess it's time to go. If anything comes up, be sure to call me right away. The second I get the word, I'll dash right over. This is like my second assistant, almost. And then Ray with his heating paper. Oh, why? Man. Oh, that showed the localization members. Cool. Franziska, of course. The greater the father, the greater the expectations are for their children. Prosecutor de Besti, was it? His way of life shall be tested henceforth. Just as mine was. Miles Edgeworth chose to live a different life from his father as a prosecutor. Oh my god, I'm doing it now. I suppose that too is an answer. I'm doing it now. I said I wouldn't do it, but now I'm doing it. No, and there's the promise notebook. Oh, that's a cool side visuals. Are those all from the localization? They can't all be there from the localization, but some of them probably. Could never have imagined the truth that my old man was hiding. Unlike me, who only thought about the Lang clan. My old man was trying to protect the entire nation. But I swear to you all that I will carry on his will. Even if the president was a fake, and the real one was murdered. Well, they're both murdered now. I swear that I, together with my men, shall revive Zheng Fa. So, do you have men again? Someday I'll surely show you all Zheng Fa bring with life. Love to see that. Love to see that. Love to see it again. You again sometime. Voice actors. Ooh. Huh. I'll have to take a look at those more, like, in depth later. I've asked everyone to stop calling me the best. Wow. Aww. I don't like it. It makes me feel like I'm just borrowing Pops' power. I shall study even harder than before and triumph over Pops. I'll become strong enough so that I won't lose even to Mr. Edgeworth. Not like you can face him because you're both prosecuted. Now then, let's start by thinking of my new nickname, of course. Of course you need a new nickname. Wow. A lot has happened, but thankfully the film was a roaring success. The gossip articles about the murder made our movie the talk of the country. A monstrous man appears from the mighty Mozilla. This is the true face of the monster who murdered the president of Zheng Fa. Huh? Isn't that you in the photo, Mr. Powers? Oh, shit. Huh? How could something like that happen? Uh-oh. Now, it's fine, isn't it? It's thanks to those articles. Our film is a big hit. Oh, much obliged. Guess I need defense attorney again. Right? Are you free? What? He just lost his badge? Shit. John, I greatly enjoyed watching your movie. It's no big deal. It's not like I had a major role or anything. I thought you were the main character. What are you saying? You played the key character who connects Mozilla and Gordy. There was no one else besides you who could have played that part. Yeah, I guess. Well, it'd be nice if there's a sequel. Really enjoy working as an actor. Mom, before we head home, can we go buy something? I'd like to decorate our home with a lion lily for Dad. Aw, that's sweet. Then one will not suffice. You'll need two more. One for me, and one for Amy. For all our supporters, and for Capcom making this game. Yeah. Alright, we do get a final scene. That's good. I wasn't sure if we were going to. For those wondering, on my first run through of this, I was forced to stop at the Emma part.
Yeah, we were really busy with all those cases, weren't we, Sir Pal, sir?
Indeed, we were. Why did all these incidents happen in such quick succession? The first game and the second game.
I feel like things are always busy whenever I'm around. Yup. Wait, Kay, wouldn't that mean you're a magnet for crime, Sir Pal, sir?
Kind of.
Hey, Gummy, that was rude. Not necessarily untrue.
I do get the impression that he's not entirely wrong. So then, Kay, do you intend to resume your training to become a great thief?
I don't know. Huh? Something on your mind, pal?
How should I put it? Until now, I've always been chasing after my father, so that I could become a great thief, just like him. Like the previous Yatagarasu, I suppose. But watching you, Mr. Edgeworth, made me think. Maybe, instead of chasing after my father, I should find my own path.
Yep, a great thief's path. Wait, that would be the same path.
I mean, you didn't become a defensive attorney either. Chasing after a parent's shadow isn't the only path in life for a child, after all.
I'm gonna aim to be a hero in my own way.
A great hero, then? That sounds good.
But of course, that doesn't mean I'm gonna throw away the name of the great thief Yatagarasu. No matter what sort of hero you become, K will always be K. Yep, pal.
Thanks, Gummy. Gummy will always be Gummy.
Of course, pal. I plan to keep pushing forward on my path of a detective, after all. Maybe one day, I'll actually get good at solving cases. Mr. Edgeworth, I look forward to continue to work with you, sir. One day I plan to be a modern-day L. As if.
Yes, I'll be counting on you, Detective Gumshoe. Detective, you saved me many times during these past cases. You have my gratitude. I'm even considering giving you a pay raise.
For reals?
I suggest you look forward to your next salary assessment.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
What? You're gonna raise his pay? You're not allowed to do that!
Does that mean what I think it means? It's gonna go up for the first time in like 10 years?
What's wrong? I'm saying that your salary ought to be raised.
Really, Sir Bowser? I can't believe
it! Beautiful!
Isn't that great, Gummy? It's like a dream come true, pal. I can finally say goodbye to my instant noodle lifestyle.
Oh, it's only gonna be raised by 1 cent.
Oh.
However, that doesn't mean you can start slacking off. The real work begins from here on out. You should prepare yourself.
Yes, Sir Pal, sir. Roger that. I vote my body and soul to following after you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, if Edgeworth's gonna be in Dual Destinies, maybe Gumshoe is too? The path Mr. Shields and Judge Courtney taught me. I wonder if Kay is. That'd be great, but I'm not so sure. Is to take a stand against the contradictions in the law. And to reach the truth at the end of that road. What am I able to do? That is a question I must continue to dwell upon. Certainly, this path will not be easy, however. Prosecutor Edgeworth, when I pursued and fought against Blaze the Bestie, the goddess of law was not the only one by my side.
Is he thinking about having a kid or something?
Ah, it's John! When I have this cutout with me, I feel a strange sense of courage well up from within.
Why are we flashbacking to something that just happened?
When I remember that I am not alone, I'm able to keep moving forward. Your bond with your son is the secret to your strength, I imagine. Bonds, huh?
Ah, I completely forgot!
What'd you forget?
That was sudden. What's wrong?
I was searching for members for the new Yatagarasu team.
Oh?
Now that you mention it, I do remember you saying something to that effect. In the end, I wasn't even able to find a single person. Can you imagine it? A team combining their powers in order to steal the truth? I wanted to create an invincible team like that, but...
What are you saying, pal? Don't you already have a team? Yup. Yeah, the three of us can solve any case that comes our way. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. A prosecutor, a detective, and a great thief. You're missing out on the defense attorney, but I guess it works. We're the invincible trio of heroes that steals, captures, and pursues the truth. Hearing all that kind of makes me feel sorry for the truth.
As long as the three of us are together, sir pal, sir, there's nothing to fear. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, you are correct. Even until his last moments, my father ran along his own path. I, too, shall advance along mine, accompanied by my somewhat boisterous comrades. As long as they are by my side, I can walk forward without hesitation. On this new path as a prosecutor. Title drop. Prosecutors and attorneys. The path I walk is not my father's. However, I am certain that the two paths are not separate. Though we may walk in opposite directions, our destination is the same. How's that possible? Well, actually, I guess that is potentially possible. Why, you may ask? Because both paths lead to the one and only truth. I guess if you make a full circle. Oh, that's nice. I never knew the emblem was in the middle of the Defense Attorney's badge, though. That's cool. Is that it? Wow. Missed fucking opportunity. I was wondering if it was going to be in the credits. Why didn't we get to see Simon and Gustavia together? Like, just some kind of scene. Whether they bonded, or were like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Either way, I would have wanted to see that. But, that's a shame. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. That's the first thing off the top of my head. I have some stuff to say, but first I'll save. So that's it. Okay, so thoughts on this game? Alright, it was good. It was enjoyable. There were issues. In fact, let's talk about, first let's talk about, my placings of where I think all the games are in the series now. I had a day to think about this, between, when I was cut off and now. So, let's see. When I played, the first game I played was TNT. Then I played Apollo Justice. I think TNT is better than Apollo Justice. Then I played AAI. I think AAI is better than TNT. Then I played the first Ace Attorney. I think that's, by quite a mile, the worst one, in my opinion. And I played Justice for All. Then I thought that was the best one. And now there's this. Where does this fall in that, chain of games? It's above the original. That's obvious. It's above Apollo Justice. That's also pretty easy. I want to say it's also above TNT. Now, compared to AI 1, I had to take a while to think about this. Oh, spoilers? Justice for All is still the best. But compared to AI 1, which do I think is better? It took me a little while to think about this. I think ultimately I'm going to settle on the first by a very small margin. And the thing is, I think there are some concepts in AI 2 that are far better than AI 1 concepts. It's just, AI 1 I feel is a much better put together game, whereas AI 2 has certain issues that really bug me. So let's go over those issues, shall we? Okay, well, I mean, the glaring issue would be something like, well, Case 2 of AI 2 is just, in general, a really not very well put together case, because first AI, I think the weakest case is also Case 2, but even though I think it's the weakest, I still think it's alright, whereas I think, the Case 2 of AI 2 starts to slip into the negatives, sort of not so alright anymore. And then what else? Let's see. On top of that, Case 3 of AI 2, it had a good idea, it had a good concept, but I feel like it was a bit sloppy in execution. I mean, it was the first time they did something like that, so it's kind of to be expected, but I feel like that could have been done better. Nice idea, and I like the concept, but it could have been done better. Then Case 4 ended on a bit of an anticlimax, but that was kind of okay because they made up for it in Case 5. And then Case 5 itself was, really good. Case 1 was also amazing. And Case 5 was really good, and I feel like it kind of connected everything together. And Case 4, aside from the ending, was also really good. But even though Case 5 kind of connected everything together, there were issues. For one thing, the Poe, because, I mean, I didn't figure it out till last minute. I just wish, even if there was one other character, one other, red herring character who is, the same age, a guy, the same age as, Simon and Knightley, who was still alive at that point, just even if he was introduced in Case 5 or in an earlier case, that made you think, maybe it's this person. Give him some relation to Knightley as well. Have him know Knightley somehow. And then you can maybe think, oh, it's possible, and then it turns out to be Simon. Even if there's just one other character, they should have done that, I feel. But still, Simon's an amazing villain. He might be my new favorite Ace Attorney villain, honestly. Because not only is he, clearly manipulative and evil and really cool, he's also, he's the first time in the series where they made a random witness originally of the big villain at the end, because all the times before, it's either someone who shows up for the first time in the last case, or somebody who you knew was going to be important. Like Goda, Dahlia, Kristoff. You knew they'd be important at the end. But with Simon, it's the first time where it's like, he showed up in an early case, he was just some dude, and then he comes back, and it's like, oh, he's the big fucking villain? What? And that's really cool. As a villain, he was great. And the case in general really wrapped things up nicely, but there were some loose ends. There was also that thing in case 3 with the freaking medicine, and how it's like, what? And I already talked about that, though, but yeah, that was still bullshit. Rip Lacer! What the fuck? Didn't I bring it up at the time? You don't name drop someone, then have them not show up. Are they building up for Dual Destinies, or... They have to be, right? There's no Rip Lacer that's shown up in the series yet, and you don't just name drop someone and have them not show up. I have to assume he's gonna be in Dual Destinies. Like, if he's not, what the fuck? Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. Like, even at the end there, as I was going through the credits the first time when I cut it out, I was like, what? This can't be happening! Where the fuck's Rip Lacer? And I guess there's just no Rip Lacer in this game. It's really weird. Okay, also, even if he does show up in Dual Destinies, he should not have been name-dropped here. They should have just said, oh yeah, there was that original detective on the case. They should have never mentioned him. And then in Dual Destinies, they're like, oh, he was the one who forged with that. That way, there's still the connection, but you didn't name drop him in this game to make it seem like he would be in this game. Because he wasn't. And if he's not in Dual Destinies either, what the fuck? Like, what's the point? You don't name drop someone that never shows up. Alright, what else? DeBestie. I like DeBestie. I like his arc now. I like how he kind of really developed in the end, came into his own. It was weird that he didn't show up at all post beating his father. I mean, I guess he didn't need to. He was kind of complete, but I still thought he would have probably shown up at least a bit. But he didn't, which, I mean, he was complete. I just was kind of surprised he never showed up. Okay, Courtney. Courtney wasn't very well done. She developed at the end, and I liked the mother thing that was going on in the final case. I liked that. I liked her a lot more in the last case, in the last 2 cases, I guess. But before that, she was just a bitch of a rival. She really wasn't a very good rival. Better done than Edgeworth of the first Ace Attorney, because Edgeworth of the first Ace Attorney is still the worst rival in the series, in my opinion. But other than that, I don't think there's a worse one. Maybe Clavier, because he's too nice. But other than that, even if that's the case, that's definitely the only other person she beats out. And even then, I don't think she beats Clavier. Okay, what else? Oh, actually, I should mention this. Gumshoe! Gumshoe is officially the most appeared character in Ace Attorney. The judge kept fighting him for that title all through Ace Attorney Investigations. They kept appearing in every game, both of them. Even the judge appeared in Ace Attorney Investigations. In this one, though, the judge didn't show up. Gumshoe has finally stolen the title, as Kay would say, of being the only character to appear in all the games thus far. And I know the judge is going to show up in Dual Destiny, so hopefully Gumshoe does too, to maintain his title. Otherwise, they gotta keep fighting for it. But yeah, okay, so congratulations, Gumshoe. You win the award of showing up the most. What else? Where was I? Oh, yeah, characters. Lang. It was kind of a shame they didn't show up in the last case, but I think it was really nice to actually see, what was happening with the end of the Lang clan. It was really cool to see that. What else? Characters. John. I really like John's theme. I also really like John's character, because at first he came up as a stuck-up brat, but, you could definitely see that, he just had, he's got some pent-up emotions, and it was cool to see his kind of character arc, how he was watching Simon and learned. I like it, even though he showed up in one case only. It was nice. I liked it. What else? Blaze, Rollins, they were bitches, and they kind of went down. Alright, now let's talk about an issue. Case 5 was, for the most part, well put together. But there's one glaring problem. With this game. The fucking DeKiller! What the fuck? Okay. DeKiller had no purpose in this game, other than he showed up to look cool. To be like, that's DeKiller! That's the only purpose he had. And that's really bad. And now I'm remembering something similar that I brought up at the end of Danganronpa 2. Not gonna say what it is, because obviously it'd be a spoiler. But it's like, what was the point? There was no point. Either he should have had more of a point or not been there at all. It's like he shows up in case 1, it's like, it's the killer! And then he leaves without really doing anything. Shows back up in case 5, and then he just shows up at the end to have a cool kind of showdown with Dogen, and then he leaves, without getting captured, without really doing anything. The fuck? Why was he even there? It really bugs me. He should have done more or nothing at all. Also, it brings up some questions, like, did Simon even order to kill her? I think we're supposed to assume Simon ordered to kill her in the original case. But that brings up more questions. For one thing, we never confronted Simon about that. He never confessed to that. So, like, we don't even know for sure if it was him. Even if he did, like, why did the killer go after Simon afterwards? It seemed like his reasoning was because he didn't tell him that Huang was a fake. But that implies that he knew that his client knew that Huang was a fake. Because what if his client didn't know? Would he still kill his client? If he did know that his client knew that Huang was a fake, even then, even if Simon's the one who ordered it, why didn't he tell the killer that Huang was a fake? Like, is it really that big of a deal? And another thing that bugs me, why did he coincide the ordering the killer with the same time that Rook was, Knightley was doing his killing? It didn't, because he was the one who came up with the fake assassination plan for Knightley, so he knew about it, so he knew Knightley was planning that. So, wouldn't he want things to not get messy? Wouldn't he want to make sure the killer didn't, get in the way? I would think he'd want to either, because if you knew Knightley was going to do that, he would have either, A, waited till Knightley killed Rook, or B, although this is less likely considering Knightley's motivations, or B, get Knightley to postpone until Fei Kwang was already dead. And now there's the problem of once, I don't know if Simon ever did realize that the killer wasn't going to go after Fei Kwang, he probably did. But once Simon realized that, if he realized that, he should have figured out some other way to dispose of Fei Kwang. I don't know if he knew about, him and Justine confronting each other. I have to assume he didn't, because otherwise he wouldn't have, because that was what screwed him over, that he got, caught off guard. Because normally he's super good manipulating, but then something happened that caught him off guard, and he was forced to deal with it, and that's what got him caught. And I like that aspect. I like that. But it's kind of dumb that it's someone he was gunning after anyways. I wish it was somebody who was, like, a bit unrelated, not unrelated to the whole grand scheme of things, but unrelated to Simon directly, and then he was forced to kill him because of a misunderstanding, and that's what got him caught. I kind of would have liked that instead of, oh, this is somebody I was going to kill anyways. Because you think, after he knew, assuming he knew that the killer wasn't going to kill him, that he would find some other means of disposing of him. Either get him to commit a murder, or kill him. But he didn't. He just kind of left things be. To be fair, not many days passed, so there is that. But it seemed like he didn't have much of a plan, as far as we knew. So yeah, that whole thing with the killer was really stupid. I didn't like it at all. I really think we either A, should have caught him in this game, or B, he should have never fucking showed up at all. Let's see, what else? Even if we weren't going to catch him, he should have done more. What else? Fei Kwang, never learned his name. Guess we didn't need to. What else? Oh yeah, Ray. Ray was kind of, not as involved as I thought he'd be. It's like, after Case 3, he was just kind of there. He wasn't bad, but he was mostly just kind of there. I also enjoyed, the follow, like, there was a real theme of, coming after your father in this one, the parent and child. And I liked that. And, let's see, Kay. I thought she would do more after she lost her memories, but that didn't really end up playing much of a role. It was just, she lost her memories and for some reason got a personality shift. There wasn't a purpose for it. Kind of thought there would be, but there wasn't. But, so that's a bit disappointing, but still, Kay is Kay, so that was great. Kay's great, so I don't mind too much. Gumshoe was Gumshoe. What else? I guess, yeah, Simon. I feel like that whole thing was well done. Gustavi was a dick of a father. What was interesting is, we got that piece of evidence in Case 3 of AAI 2, this game, by the way, if you didn't know we were playing, where it talked about the statute of limitations, and I thought that was going to come into play, because it talked about how, if you're doing something for inheritance, but then that never came into play. I mean, because we knew that they found Knightley at some point. We didn't know at the time it was Knightley. We knew they found him and gave him his inheritance, but I thought there was going to be some kind of, statute of limitations thing going on, but there wasn't. But yeah, okay, so yeah, all in all, AI 2, really great, enjoyed it a lot, especially Case 1 and Case 5 and Case 4. Case 3 had stuff about it that I liked, stuff about it I didn't like. Case 2, mostly didn't like, but Dogen was cool. Dogen was also a really nice, it was a really nice thing, because it was another carrying the torch thing. It wasn't parent and child, just like Justine wasn't technically parent and child, but the whole Dogen and Simon thing, because Gustavia wasn't really Simon's dad, but, I mean, he was, but he didn't have that same parental figure. There was still parallels, and it's funny because the only case that Simon wasn't really responsible for, Gustavia was, and that was Simon's father, so that's kind of funny. And that, in fact, that's another cool thing about this game, is that they really all tie it together, and they've never done that in Ace Attorney. There's never been somebody who's masterminded the whole game, pretty much. Because in the first game, it's always somebody else. It's like there's never a tying theme. There's a tying theme in all the games, but there's never a killer who ties them all together. In JFA, Matt doesn't even really show... Like, Matt Von Karma, he kind of shows up in spirit through Edgeworth before he actually shows up. But Ungar doesn't show up at all until the end of the game. TNT, Goto's there all along, but he wasn't killing anybody until the end. And Dahlia, she killed people in the flashback cases, but not in the present-day cases. And then, Apollo Justice, Kristoff killed somebody in the first and last case, but not the cases throughout. And then AI 1, the mastermind didn't make a move until, his subordinates were taken care of. This is the first game where it's in a way, Simon was kind of responsible for Rook's death, kind of responsible for Knightley's death, kind of responsible for Jill Crane's death, and he was also responsible for, Roland and Blaze getting put away. Because, we can argue semantics as much as we want, but that's kind of the kind of cool moral thing about this. Roland and Blaze ultimately were taken down because of Simon. He tricked them into killing people that whether or not they should have been killed is debatable, but otherwise they could have kept roaring rampant on the scene. They might have not been caught. Arguably, it's because of Simon, who ultimately ended up being the bigger bad. But that's because, because of how they twisted him. A, because of what happened to him as a 6-year-old kid. B, because of, what they did and how they tried to chase him after he saw what happened with Dogen. That's why Simon is so cool as a villain. I always like villain plots like that, where there's more than one villain faction. There's what would be the main villain faction in this game. In most Ace Attorney games, we fight the law. And then there's the guy who was being, who the law themselves tried to fight against, and he fought back, and it just turned him to the dark side, and I really liked that. They really should have shown either A, Simon talking with Dogen in prison about how, bonding, or B, shown Simon, or both, whatever, or shown Simon with Gustavia. Okay, I don't know if they would have bonded at all, maybe a slight bond, or if they just would have been like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Either way, they should have shown it. There should have probably been a mix. Probably would have been a mix. It probably would have been so you're my son? Where the fuck were you? Where the fuck were you? Where the fuck were you? Where the fuck was you? It's son, dad, and then they hugged. Fuck you, and then they hugged more. And, that kind of thing. But yeah, that was a missed opportunity. They should have done that. But they didn't, unfortunately. The patch translators. You're great. I already said this, but you're great. This game was great. It introduced, I'm going to say it, my new favorite villain in all of Ace Attorney. Simon is amazing. I really wish Poe didn't ruin it, because didn't ruin it that much, but Poe did play a factor. If it wasn't for Poe, his reveal would have been mind-blowing. Instead, it was just kind of what? Instead of, what? It could have been, what? Instead, it was, what? So, yeah, it could have been more, what? But it wasn't, unfortunately. But that's the main thing they could have fixed about that. And the killer thing, but yeah. So the game is great, and if you were to weed out the obvious bad problems with it, I probably would have liked it more than AI 1. Whereas AI 1, I think in general is a more consistently good game. There aren't any obvious problems with it, but it's but again, if you weed out the main problems with AI 2, I do think it's better than AI 1. It's just those problems weigh it down to the point where it's worse. Now here's a big question. Does this game replace my favorite case? I've already said Justice for All remains as my favorite game, because I just think it's a solid game overall. Case 1 was alright. Case 2 and Case 3 were both really good. They're really good showing off Franziska. I know people don't like Case 3, but I do, so I don't know what's wrong with people. But most of all, Case 4 of JFA just outshines everything. It's like my favorite case in the everything, and so it raises the rest of the game up. Because there's no weak spots in general in that game, in my opinion, the fact there's such a strong spot raises it above everything else. However, even though Justice for All Case 4 is amazing, how does it relate to Case 5 AI2? Because there are some similar themes. Not only is, like, the killer kind of involved in both of them, and by kind of, I use kind of very loosely, he's almost not involved at all in this one, but he is kind of involved, and it's both the client both times is the big villain there, and, as villains, Simon's obviously better. But as far as the case in general goes, what was better done? It's kind of hard to say. Again, if we remove the obvious problems, I think the whole thing with Simon, like, the game in general, building that up, like, if there were just some more polish put into this game, it would have been, it might have surpassed Justice for All, just because of how well tied together everything almost is. But on a case-to-case basis, I've already said this, but Case 1 of AI2 is my new favorite Case 1. The Case 1s are kind of in a league of their own, just due to length. But again, Case 4 of JFA versus Case 5 of this. It's close. It's close. If we remove the problems, if we don't remove the problems, Case 4 of JFA is better. Because there aren't any obvious problems, in my opinion, with Case 4 of JFA. But if we remove the obvious problems from Case 5 of AI2, does it beat out Case 4 of JFA? It's tough. Just because it's close. It's close. It really is. I honestly, at the moment, I can't say either way. I'm going to say, for now, they tie. Assuming you remove the problems, which means normally JFA Case 4 still wins. Still my favorite case in the series overall. Removing the problems from Case, removing problems by, like, the killer and, making and polishing some things up a bit more. It might have surpassed Case 4 of JFA, but I can't say because I haven't seen it in its polished version. But yeah, it's still, this game is great. Case 1 and Case 5 are the standouts. Simon is the standout, new favorite villain in the series. Yeah, so I guess that's my final thoughts. This game was great. Some weak spots, some polish that needed polishing. Patch was great. Localization was great. Those guys all did a great job. The voices, I think, were a bit underwhelming. Sorry, it's my opinion. Justine and Sebastian, I think, had the best voices. The rest were all either okay or meh. I don't think there was any bad voices, but I don't think there was any completely bad voices. So there was no terrible ones, but they were a bit underwhelming in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, still great translation, and opinions can change from person to person. I'm sure, like, hell, the first time I heard Manfred von Karma's voice, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Is that a demon? But it grew on me, of course. Maybe some voices in this game will grow on me, because it kind of colors my perspective knowing they're fan-translated voices. That's not to say it makes them worse. It's just, it colors your opinion, because you know that they're fans doing this. It's possible. Of course, I know that coming into Dual Destinies, I think Phoenix has a new voice actor, I believe, so I'll see how that is. Speaking of which, I want to play Dual Destinies so bad. But I can't! I still don't have my DS recorder. Oh my gosh. I might have it at the time of uploading this, I don't know. But it's just, I'm on the waiting list right now, because I wish I hadn't ordered the new 3DS. If I ordered the regular 3DS XL, I probably would have had it by now, but the new 3DS is super high in demand, which is why I don't have my recorder yet. I should soon. I should definitely by the time I'm done Persona 4. But yeah, so that's my next Let's Play, is Persona 4. I've already started a bit of it. From here on out, until I can record Dual Destinies, you'll definitely be seeing nothing but Persona 4. Once I can record Dual Destinies, it's up in the air. Part of it depends on how much I enjoy Persona 4. I will likely play Case 1. I'll probably do the same thing I did with this game, as terrible as that was. I'll probably play Case 1 of Dual Destinies almost as soon as I can, just because I'm excited. But then I'll leave the rest of the game for later. Have Case 1 be a foreshadowing thing. But I don't know for sure if I'm going to do that or not. Time will tell. It depends on how much I like Persona, because right now I'm into it, so we'll see. In fact, I'm going to be recording more of it later today. Because I was supposed to finish recording this yesterday, I think. I mean, I would have, but then I just got cut off at the end, so now I have to record a bit of this now, and now I'm just about to go play more Persona, but Yeah, I think that's my final thoughts on this game. It's great. Um, but yeah, so I'll see you guys in my next Let's Play, or in Zero Escape, or in whatever. See you guys then. Bye. Goodbye. So long. Goodbye. So long, good friends. Good. Why am I prolonging this? How am I gonna end this? Prosecutors. Prosecutors. Prosecutors will never stick it in. Will I remember to use it when I get to Dual Destinies? Will this cool voice ever get used again? I don't know. Find out next time on Ace Attorney! My outro phrase. Bye.